Marines' makeshift desert camp in the heart of Taliban territory lights up the skyline.
Let's go! Come on! That's it, mate.
J Company of 4-2 Commando identifying Taliban positions. It's part of their so-called combat recce in southern Afghanistan's troubled Helmand province. For 6 days, they're out in the desert looking to disrupt anti-coalition forces and, where possible, to reach out to local people. Winning their hearts and minds is considered crucial.
Everything is nice, good, yeah.
Everything's good, yeah. Have they seen anything recently?
Reference
enemy?
We didn't see him.
No, so everything's good, everything's quiet in this area.
But Viking armoured vehicles going through villages and across hand-tilled fields looks awfully aggressive and is in fact extremely destructive. They bring with them radios, kites, propaganda and promises.
There won't be any danger from the Taliban around this area whilst we're here.
But the presence of people promising peace can bring about violence. A Hearts and Minds patrol is a combat mission as well. Basic soldiering has barely changed since World War II in Korea. Foot patrols across rugged terrain, through villages, some friendly, some hostile.
The Viking we've been travelling in was narrowly missed by two mortars. There's firing coming in now. We narrowly missed by 2 mortars, and now it appears to have come from this compound, and the Marines are now moving in to search. There's shots from machine guns occasionally. There's people here and there's children as well. Very, very uncertain exactly what is going on, but the Marines are spread out around this entire compound.
The problem they face is uncertainty. They've no idea what's round the next corner. If militia fighters are hidden by the high mud walls, so common in Afghanistan.
Yes, mate.
Okay, Recce, compound clear. Yeah.
4 days out, evacuation and resupply in the desert. Two minor injuries picked up. More mortars unloaded. It lasts a couple of minutes. A fleeting touch with the outside world before their mission resumes.
As you know, we've been down here in a couple of the villages and we've done some of the outreach work and had a good chat with some of the locals there and got a bit of a ground truth. What I want to do now, though, is I've got my forward operating base up here in the north, and I need to be able to sort of find a situation where I can then recover them. So I'm going to do some manoeuvre from our current location into the northwest and appear on some high ground up here, right in the faces of the enemy. I'm only going to fire some smoke into the riverbed. What that will do is will draw his attention into the northwestern area and hopefully fix him there. I will then move back to my FOB location, conduct a quick resupply. At last light, again, I will fire a loom into the same area to again reinforce the potential that we're going to be coming in from this area, and then that will create the deception effect I'm trying to have enabling me to then move down to the southwest to my next FOB location for tomorrow's activity.
And so is this to a degree a sort of feint, if you like?
Yeah, I mean, a feint or demonstration, you know, same sort of thing. Exactly that, a show of force, the smoke to reinforce it, and then we move off. So we are giving the impression of strength there, but deceiving him as to our real intentions.
Smoke bombs crash into Taliban positions, but this part of the mission is about to unravel. The Marines' position is under fire. The Taliban were waiting. It takes crucial minutes to identify the firing position and engage. There's tension across the battlefield. Taliban suspects are caught. The fighting closes in.
There's more face watchers in here, mate. Looks like a bomb making kid. Talk about the pole? Yeah. What's... Right, get in the vehicle, mate. Take it, let's go! Grab the f***ing lot and let's go! Go!
Outmaneuvered, the Marines retreat under fire. It was a setback at the end of a week-long mission. But the Marines insist they've learned a lot from this combat recce.
The first time that we came under attack when we were heading towards that meeting, as you said, you weren't certain at the time, but it appeared to be an outer ring of protection. Yeah. We've seen the smoke going up as soon as we arrive anywhere from the villages, which should suggest old-style passing on of information.
Yes.
That would suggest to me that the Taliban are pretty well dug in into a lot of areas.
But yeah, I mean, I think they do have an influence in a large area. And again, I think that we've certainly taken away from this 5-day patrol a much better understanding of where they are operating. And perhaps they are having an influence in a larger area out towards the Sangin Valley than we initially estimated.
Do you reckon these missions are going to go on for a long, long time to come?
Well, I think there's a balance to be struck here. I mean, you know, the focus is very much on development in the Afghan development zone, and as you know, we're doing a lot of activity along those lines. But I think we also have to continue to have sort of military disruption along the Taliban lines of communication to, you know, stop them having complete freedom of action. Otherwise, they will just continue to, live unimpeded. So we've got to disrupt their activity.
With the operation completed, J Company returned to their base to rest, recuperate and prepare for another recce into the Afghan countryside.
After 5 days and nights in the desert, this so-called combat recce is over. What the Marines have learned is that there are plenty of Taliban and anti-coalition militia who prepare to attack them on a daily, if not hourly basis. They've also learned that those militia are heavily dug into the local communities, and beating them militarily may be an almost impossible task.
Daily, the British military are involved in often lethal contacts with the Taliban. If anything, they expect the fighting to intensify as spring approaches. The combat recce provides them with information about the Taliban. But the Hearts and Minds mission, entangled in such combat, seems pitifully ineffective. 5 years after the fall of the Taliban, it seems these are still early days for the British and coalition forces.